How do you move money without actually moving money? Welcome back to Culture Ledger, where I'll be doing a deep dive into the Arab history of money. Imagine you're a merchant. It's the 9th century, you're in Baghdad, and you need to pay your supplier in Cairo. It's over 2,000 kilometers away, the roads are dangerous and long, and carrying gold that far is a risk that most merchants can't afford to take. So instead, you walk into a shop. You hand your money to a broker, and then in return, he gives you some sort of code. It could be a word, it could be a number, or even a small token. Then you travel to Cairo. You find the corresponding broker, you give him the code, and he's the one to pay the supplier. No gold crossed a single border, no physical money moved at all. The debt between these two brokers gets settled later, either through a reverse transaction, a trade in goods, or simply the accumulation of trust after years of working together. This was called Hawala, and it was operating across thousands of kilometers centuries before modern banking emerged. The word comes from the Arabic hawal, which means to transfer, to delegate, or to change. The system ran on reputation. Brokers were embedded into tight merchant communities where your name was your collateral and your word was your contract. Default, and you weren't just losing money, you were losing your place in a network that took generations to build. No central bank, no international wire network, just a code word, a handshake, and a relationship that both parties had far too much to lose to betray. Hawala networks eventually stretched from West Africa all the way to Southeast Asia, an invisible financial layer that supported trade in much of the old world. Then formal banking arrived, and Hawala got pushed to the margins. It's legally grey in most countries, it's been flagged by regulators, but it never fully went away. Today, it's still how millions of migrant workers send money home. From the Gulf to South Asia, from Europe to East Africa. It's often the only method that actually works because it's faster than an international transfer, it's cheaper than a wire, and a lot of these countries don't have reliable financial infrastructure in place. The thing that Arab merchants built in the 9th century to move money without actually moving money is still running. And the main financial takeaway here is that in our region, trust is still more valuable than money.